Are you scratching your head wondering what's for dinner tonight? No need to worry, you know I got you. Let's jump into this. Hey friends, welcome back. Today we have a what's for dinner, what's for supper. What do you guys say? Do you say dinner or supper? I'm from the Midwest, we say dinner. But tonight we're cooking. We're cooking together. And today is going to be the best dinner you've probably had in a while. So tonight's dinner is actually inspired by Felicia Heatherley. It's based off of her chicken stroganoff meal that I've seen. If you are not familiar with her, she is super motivational. She lost, I believe, like 140 pounds following Weight Watchers. I am not following Weight Watchers, but her plan was more of a high protein diet. Now, how we're going to do it is a little bit different than how she did it, but along the same lines. What we're going to be using is the Banza chickpea pasta. For this recipe, it's going to be very minimal ingredients. It's going to be super easy. So this is something that you can just throw together, a very quick midweek meal if you're like busy with the kids and you're on the go, or if maybe it's the day before groceries and you are just kind of working with what you got. Very minimal things that you need. So we are going to be using, like I said, the Banza pasta. I get mine at Costco because it just is cheaper to buy it in bulk this way. For me at least, I love it. I'm going to show you how I cook it. Another thing that we're going to be adding is some chicken breast. Now, if you guys are new here, I do meal prep all my proteins on Sunday. If you guys are interested in seeing like a meal prep video, stay tuned because we got one coming. But this is this is my actually container of chicken, and the way I did it this week was more of a Greek inspired, but nonetheless, it's still good. We're gonna toss it in, it's gonna be great, but we're gonna use some of that. It's just easy for me to have these, like the big chunk of protein prepped, and then I can just kind of heat it up and go as, you know, be on my way. But we're gonna use some chicken breast. You can use whatever you want. I was even thinking of doing some like chicken sausage. I thought that would be a nice little way to get in your protein as well, and I thought it would be really good. Another thing we're going to add to kick up that protein is going to be the Good Culture cottage cheese. Now, before you think like this is weird, she's losing me here, let me pull you back in. This is going to act as a creamy scrumptiousness. Think of along the lines of like a creamy Alfredo sauce. But we're not going to have all the additives that it comes with, all the added carbs, all the added sugars, all the extra fillers and all that stuff. We're still going to have the carbs in, obviously, but it's going to be more of a cleaner basis, and you're going to know that you're going to have a really great source of protein. You're going to know that in these little cups of cottage cheese are 19 grams of protein. If you guys did not check out my previous video where I just kind of gave you quick protein hacks, check it out. I have a couple things in there, and these are definitely one of them. The Good Culture cottage cheese. Super clean, super good, so full of nutrients, and has a great thing of protein in there, and I love it. So we're gonna add this in there, and then we're gonna add some veg because we're gonna wanna bulk up and give some volume. Remember, if you are struggling with just maybe tracking your macros or trying to maybe feeling a little bit hungry, try to get more volume in your meals. Volume for me comes in the forms of spinach, lettuce, cabbage, all types of veggies, broccolis. A little bit goes a long way. I mean, I'm probably going to use this whole container because this is going to be like nothing, because you know spinach when you cook it goes away, but it's a good way to get in some essential nutrients. We got some good veg. We're giving our bodies not only the macros, so your carbs, your fats, your proteins, but also your micronutrients, which are all the essential vitamins that you need to keep your body functioning. So do not skip on those micros, my friends. You need those. You need your greens and you need your essential like fruits and stuff like that, okay? So we're going to use that, and then another additive is going to be some mushrooms. I like mushrooms. You can omit them if you don't like them. You can also, instead of using spinach, you can use kale, you can toss in some onion, you can use some broccoli, you can throw in some peppers, you can throw in the whole kitchen if you want. Whatever you want to do, you do you. Whatever, you know, tickles your fancy, I'm here for it. But for the sake of what I'm using, it's going to be spinach, mushroom. Now, if you want a little bit more cheesiness, a little bit more ooey gooey, a little bit more flavor, you already know. Laughing cow cheese. Do not snooze on these. These are absolutely delicious. The macros are on point, and they will just add, they will bring any type of recipe to life and really just give it, you know, make it So yeah, this is all like a side, this is like a noise effect video right now. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm like hungry, so it's time to eat. So nonetheless, we're gonna toss in one of these just to make it cheesy and scrumdiddlyocious. But how are we gonna start? I already got a pot of water boiling. So you're essentially the amount of food that you're going to eat is gonna be based on your own plan. See, for me, a quick tip that I do, since I do meal plan or meal prep, I always know what I have in my fridge to eat. So every morning when I wake up, I will go ahead and I put in all my meals for the day in MyFitnessPal. And I know what, I take out the guesswork. I don't have to like lay around and then like, I get lazy and I don't feel like cooking, or I don't know what's in there. And then you're like last minute binge eating and you're like, you know, your hunger is like ferocious, and it just alleviates all those issues. So I truly recommend you guys just trying out, even if you don't want to do all your sides, just to prep a lot of protein for yourself. So it just alleviates the burden and you can just kind of toss in some sides as you go. So for my sake of my macros and how I'm following it, if you guys want to know more about like my macros and stuff like that, I just did a previous day of eating. You could check that out, or we're going to actually have another video coming in to kind of tell you and give you guys an update as well. So depending on how you're eating and your macros and how you're kind of dealing with, you know, how you're setting up your day, each portion is going to be different, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weigh out 4 ounces of the Banza pasta. You are going to want to make sure you're weighing these out. Do not eyeball it, and I do weigh mine uncooked, and then I will just toss it into the water. I have my pot of boiling water going already, so let's get our scale out and let's get to work. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn on my scale. If you guys are interested in this scale, I did get it from Costco. I really do like it. It was, I think, about 15 bucks, and I do like it. So we're gonna do 4 ounces is uncooked. We're just a smidge under. We're at 3.9, but oh, 4, there it goes. So this is what 4 ounces looks like. Now, don't be like, oh man, that's nothing. This is gonna grow, okay? So you got 4 ounces of uncooked pasta. All right, so I have my pot of boiling water. I am gonna salt my water a little bit. And in goes our chickpea noodles. So I will tell you this, just so you don't get alarmed, and this is why I wanted to make this recipe together. When you cook these chickpea noodles, they give off a foam, and I want to show you guys that just so you're not startled. So we're gonna let them do our thing, and while that's going, we're gonna start getting the rest of our stuff together. All right, so again with the scale, you will see that the scale is always crucial for me. It just works out really nicely for me. We're gonna tear it out because we need 4 ounces of chicken breast. So with this, I'm just gonna go through and chop it up because I want to have a bite of chicken in each piece of my pasta. So I want to just chop it up in bite-sized pieces. Because this chicken's already cooked as well, we can just go through and pretty much just warm everything up. So here on this pan, I just have it sprayed down with a little bit of avocado oil, like nonstick spray. I'm gonna add in my chicken. And you can see right here, just watching our noodles, just letting them do their thing here. I'm gonna go through and add in this spinach. Adding in this whole thing of spinach just so I can make sure I'm getting those macros or micronutrients. And this is gonna cook down. And while this is doing its thing, I'm just going to wash up and chop up some of these mushrooms, okay? Make sure you wash up your mushrooms because you know they're like in the dirt and stuff. And then I'm gonna chop them up because I like for my mushrooms to be a little fine. As you can hear, our stuff is already starting to cook down. 1 cup of chopped mushroom. Add that in. And you know the mushroom's gonna give off some water as well, so it's all gonna cook down and be a little bit less, but it's gonna be good, no worries. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic, just because I like that. You don't have to, but I just like to heavily season my food. I think seasoning, especially when you are paying a lot of attention to your ingredients and you're not using a lot of sauces and stuff like that, seasoning and lots of flavorful, fresh ingredients are what really will step this game up. So the pasta is finished, and then you can see here, this is all wilted down. I turned the heat down to low, and we're gonna bring this pan over, or the pot over, and we're gonna strain the noodles, all right? So let's go to the sink. All right, as you can see, there's like that little bit of foam at the top. I just give it a quick rinse, just because to get rid of that foam. But yeah, I just give it another quick rinse. We're gonna take that pasta, we're gonna put it in our pan. We're gonna pop the top on our cottage cheese here. Guys, we're almost done. Can you believe it? I know you can't. So if you think about it, along the lines with this cottage cheese, think like how you put, like we put cottage cheese in with our lasagna, or like ricotta, you know, where you can mix. Same thing. So it's gonna do the same thing, make it nice and creamy, but it's gonna make it so flavorful, and you're gonna get so much protein. It's gonna be so awesome. You guys, I'm telling you, you're gonna be amazed, truly amazed. Now, this is a larger serving, but I just, like I said, I tracked my macros and everything, and I made it work for my day. So each day will be, each person's will be a little bit different. And now I want to add in one of my Laughing Cow cheeses, just to give it a little extra oomph. And then we're going to season her up just a little bit more salt, some black pepper, and just to give it a little kick, I'm gonna add in these red and green chili flakes. Just kind of like crushed red pepper or whatever you guys call it, but just to add a little something. So, just gonna mix it in, and you just wanna get everything to melt. It's so freaking good, guys, so good. And it was literally a 10-minute meal. So I'm gonna finish cooking this all up. You just wanna make sure with these Laughing Cow cheeses that you really break it down and let it melt in, just because they take a little bit to melt. And you wanna make sure that everything is all well incorporated so you get the really good flavor, you know, because I use like a pepper jack cheese, so it has a little bit of a kick to it. You didn't have to add in the Laughing Cow. That's an optional ingredient as well. So let me finish mixing this all up, and then we'll plate it, and then we'll go over and I'll tell you exactly how many grams there are. Here is your moment. Before I tell you, can you guys guess how many grams of protein are gonna be in this pasta dish? All right, so here is our beautiful bowl. Look at that portion. Look at, oh, you can see the spinach, the mushroom, the chicken. And I'm telling you that 4 ounces, look at how much that made. Isn't that incredible? Incredible. And it's delicious. So you're probably wondering, and you know what? I gotta show y'all, because I don't want you to think that I'm like saying to eat it and it tastes like dog food or something. Like, this is not no Purina. Look at, And you know what? You can make this pasta with this whole dish, and you could just substitute. If you didn't want to do chicken, you could do like a shrimp and do like a shrimp scampi. You can do tofu if you're like vegetarian. You can do whatever you wanted. Ooh, like some langostinos. So I asked you a question. How many grams of protein do you think? What if I were to tell you this whole thing of this whole bowl right here of pasta, cheesy, ooey gooey deliciousness is over 80 grams of protein right here. Right here. About 82 grams of protein, and you're looking about, I think it was altogether about 45 grams of carbs, which is not bad for all that pasta. And it's good, and you're getting all the essentials. So, hopefully this gave you some meal inspiration. You can find those Banza pasta noodles in your local market where the pasta is. You can actually substitute those out for a different type of pasta, whatever you like. Doesn't necessarily have to be this one, but I do know that you guys, it's a struggle to try to hit your protein and, you know, to try to, you know, make the best choices and really feed yourself. Maybe you don't want to have to make like special noodles or something like that. I promise you, I feed this to my family. They love it. They will max hard on this, okay? They absolutely love it. My kids love it. It hits. It hits. These don't have a rough texture. They don't taste chalky. Like, I was thoroughly surprised at how much I actually enjoy these pasta noodles. I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were gonna be like rubbery or something like that, but they generally just taste like regular pasta. Even Leo doesn't even notice the difference, and he knows, like, you notice the difference. He even said it, these are legit. So, and you're getting that protein in, which is super essential. So definitely check them out. I really think they're really good. I know they are a little bit expensive, so I do suggest checking like your wholesaler and see if you can get a better deal, or maybe finding them online. I hope this gave you some meal inspiration and you really like it and helps you, you know, stay motivated, stay on track, and help you, you know, kind of think of something for what's the dinner tonight. So let me know if you remake it, or if you're interested in trying it, or you are going to remake it. Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends. I gotta go eat this. It's so good.